All you have to do is sleep for 3 more nights and then the early access phase of Assetto Corsa EVO on the PC will be launched. In the last few days, Kunos Simulazioni has published on social media all 20 cars that will be in the simulation at launch. Even triple screen support and VR will be available from day 1 on 16 January. Let's take a look at what you can expect from early access and the rough roadmap for AC EVO. Welcome back to Overtake, I'm Michel and let's start by answering the most important question. How can I get into early access on Thursday and how much will it cost? Quite simply, it's via Steam. We don't know the activation time or go live yet and the price is also still unknown. Only an educated guess can help here. I think around $35 or euros might be realistic. As soon as we know the exact price, we'll post a pinned comment down below and you will also see it on the Steam page once it goes live. Who might AC EVO be for? What is the focus? Kunos is clearly promoting it as a sim racing title, which means you will have the best experience with a steering wheel and pedals probably. Our first test at last year's Sim Racing Expo also showed that driving physics go very deep and aim for a realistic representation of the cars and their concepts, just as we were used to from Kunos with the first Assetto Corsa and Competizione, the official title of the GT World Challenge. According to the Steam page, there's controller support and AC EVO will be available in 9 languages. Is my sim racing equipment and steering wheel supported? It should be. Small updates from manufacturers may be necessary here and there, but Kunos is also working with many brands in advance and technically, with the direct input protocol, most of the wheels should work from day 1. Telemetry has already been officially confirmed and there was also a motion rig at the Sim Racing Expo last year. If something doesn't work for you, you don't have force feedback, whatever, or you don't like it right away, remember the Steam refund option. You can return games within 14 days as long as you haven't played them for more than 2 hours. But also remember that an essential part of early access is the constant development towards the full version. There will be bugs and there will be problems. The developers also want feedback from the community. If that's not your thing, wait for the version 1.0, which is due in fall 2025. But let's see what kind of content is waiting for us on the first day. 20 cars and 5 tracks are available for the EA release. The latter were finally confirmed with the Christmas trailer: Suzuka, Mount Panorama, Imola, Brands Hatch and Laguna Seca. These are all real classics and Kunos have already realized them in their title ACC, if you want to warm up a bit. All the tracks have been recreated in full detail using laser scanned technology. We don't know yet if the dynamic surface changes with the weather system will be available in AC EVO from day 1, but it's mentioned on the Steam page. It's been in all the previews and hands-on versions, so it's very likely that there will be weather and rain and puddles. The first 20 cars offer a great variety and are mainly newer models so far. Yeah, just about everything is included in terms of powertrain concepts, from mid-engine sports cars to electric models, and FWD and AWD hot hatches. There are also 5 race cars right from the start, 4 of which are cup cars to work your way up to. The MX-5 Cup, for example, has been iRacing's entry-level class for years. It's a great beginner's car. The M2 CS from BMW would be the next logical step, up to the Porsche 911 Cup or the Ferrari 488 Challenge EVO. The AMG GT2 is likely to be the fastest car at the start, as some of them can also be driven in ACC and Competizione. I'm really looking forward to some comparisons. And let's see how much fun the road cars are. We tried the Hyundai i30N at Brands Hatch and the Alpine A110 at Mount Panorama, which felt good. I'm also looking forward to some cars with really cool, or rather hot engines. The Camaro ZL1 with its 650 horsepower 6.2 liter V8, the Audi RS3 with its 400 horsepower 2.5 liter 5-cylinder turbo, or the Lotus Emira with its 400 horses supercharged V6, and then the lightness and driving pleasure of cars such as the Toyota GR86, Honda S2000 or Abarth 695 Biposto will also be interesting. The i30N Performance could form a racing class also, for example, with the Golf 8 GTI, and there are other examples of cars that can go together on track. The BMW M4 CSL will be a perfect drift machine and a good opponent for the Alfa Giulia GT-AM. The Escort Cosworth will be the first classic car to be launched, but we know that there will be more to come. For a full list of all known cars, which is already well over 20, visit our website overtake.gg. The link is also down below in the description. What can we do with the content in AC EVO so far? To start with, there's only a single player. The multiplayer component will come in the second or third major update, so you will be able to do practice and some quick races against the AI, and the first driving license and academy parts are already in place. The car rental and car purchase system, XP, rewards and driver profiles will also be implemented. It is likely that we will have our first missions, race scenarios and the in-game currency to motivate us to collect all 20 cars. And also very important, Kunos assured us that at no point you will be able to buy the in-game currency with real-world money. There will already be elements of car and showroom customization, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can unlock things by level there too. We already mentioned the sim racing equipment and telemetry, but let's talk about the general technical aspects of AC EVO. Kunos are using a game engine developed in-house, as they did for the original Assetto Corsa after relying on the Unreal Engine for Assetto Corsa Competizione. Virtual reality, native triple screen support are among the reasons for this. Both will be available at launch, like I said in the intro. Yeah, it would be a nice surprise if everything worked perfectly right away, but don't count on it. At this point, we would like to recommend also the official Assetto Corsa Discord, which will probably be your best line to the developers in the coming days to report problems or look for solutions. We'll also be highlighting the most important settings, some guides and topics here on the website, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out overtake.gg. And what is the current status of mods, because the first Assetto Corsa was known for them? Official modding support will come only with the full release, and Kunos has also mentioned that they can imagine a curated modding program by then, especially regarding track and car licenses, which is always a sensitive issue. However, I think it's really likely that smaller mods and tools will be available also during access. There's a good chance for it because people out there are just too talented and there are so many tinkerers, so let's see. What is the roadmap for AC EVO until fall 2025? What free expansions can we expect by then? A total of 15 tracks will be on board by 1.0. That means that 10 more will be added over the next few months, including multiple layouts. One of these will be the Nordschleife and Nürburgring GP. This will be the core of an open world in the Eifel region, which will find its way into AC EVO in summer, probably around the real 24-hour race in June. This will also come in stages, which will constantly expand the size and scope of features in the open world. In the end, there will be a 40 by 40 kilometer map around the legendary Nordschleife with shops and terrain scanned roads and paths in the entire area without any limits. But there should also be something for more competitive-oriented sim racers. As previously mentioned, multiplayer will be introduced fairly early with the second or third major update to the early access. In our last video about 5 new exciting details, we took a closer look at some of these aspects that I just mentioned. Like the tracks, the cars should appear on a regular basis. We already know of almost 40 cars, including the 20 that can be driven at the start. With each new track, there could be 2 to 3 new cars, and maybe entire racing classes are also conceivable. Of course, GT3, GT4 or prototypes would be also welcome. You can't do without them these days, and what would a racing simulation be without GT3 at Spa? But it would also be really nice to get some lesser known tracks, maybe even some driving roads for all the road cars, and cars from motorsport history and open wheelers. Personally, I would appreciate a bit of well-made rally content too. Looking back at the first Assetto Corsa, which was in early access from November 2013 to October 2014, and then released on consoles in May 2015, the timeline for AC EVO can be expected to be somewhat similar to the first Assetto Corsa. My prediction would be monthly major updates with hot fixes in between. After 1.0, it will probably continue as a service game for several years with lots of DLC and of course also the console release. We have an exciting time ahead of us, although it will take some patience, and I can understand if it's too slow for some people. But it's not like we have little to do with other sim racing titles, right? I'm looking forward to 16 January and a year of update videos with you all. See you next time.